Hi guys, my name is Jasmine. I am a full-time content creator and social media influencer. I am going to be breaking down my income for the month. As a full-time content creator, I feel like this information is never put out there. I get it that money talk, especially your income, is hella personal. Like, it's genuinely nobody's business. But I feel like it's kind of informative. I'm going to be very, very transparent. As a content creator, your income is not stable. Also, we get paid on a monthly basis, so it's very different. I can only give you a breakdown for the month of November because this is the month that's coming up, and because we get paid on a monthly basis, I already know what my income is going to be for November, and I know the bills I need to cover. So this is how much income I'm going to bring in for the month of November, and these are the bills I have to pay. So for the month of November, YouTube is going to pay me $5,512.27. TikTok is going to pay me $1,387. Instagram is going to pay me $70. $70. Oh, it don't stop there. Facebook is going to pay me $47. 47. A 4 and a 7. And I did do an Instagram promo. I did a reel, and for that reel, I did charge the company $11.50. So $1,150 is what they're going to pay me for the month of November. I do get child support, which is $476 a month. If my baby daddy see this, they need to lock you up and throw away the damn key. Anyway. I did do one-on-one sessions, and I did bring in $1,550 for that. So my total income for the month of November will be $10,192.27. Being that I am an entrepreneur and I have to pay quarterly taxes, I take taxes out of my monthly checks. I calculate 22% of my monthly income. Being that my income changes every month, I just go by the 22%. I'm going to send her $2,200, leaving me with $7,992.27. Let's get into my expenses. For rent, I am going to pay $1,200. Yes, I have a 2-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, New York City, and I do pay $1,200 in rent, which is great considering it's New York City. I do live in rent stabilization. My utilities is $150 a month. My phone bill is $280. Yes, it's $280. I have 4 kids. We all have iPhones. We all have the protection plan. My Wi-Fi bill is $119. My Hulu bill is $12. My Netflix bill is $22. Come to think of it, sis, a commercial won't hurt. I do have ABC Mouse, which is $13. The kids' allowance is $240 a week. I have 4 children, but 3 of them get $20 a week. My groceries. This is very funny because I always try to stick to a budget. My groceries come out to $1,200 a month. Not really. I try to stick to a budget of $300 a week. I always go over the budget, but the goal for November is $1,200 a month, which is $300 a week. I have Apple Music, which is $17. I have Amazon Prime, which is $15 a month. And for the month of November, I do have a Klarna, which is $297 that I need to pay off for this month. My laundry is $160. I don't have an in-house washer and dryer, so I have to go to the actual laundromat. Household supplies is $170 a month. My toiletries, which is only me and the kids' pads, my tissue, and my paper towel, is on Amazon auto deliver, so that's only $62. I have no medical bills this month for the kids because the kids is on their dad insurance. I do have a doggy, and my dog has an appointment this month, and that appointment is $136. Because I get paid on a monthly basis, I had to budget Christmas into this check because I don't get paid until after Christmas for my next check. So I had to put $2,000, which I know for 4 kids is probably nowhere near enough. We gonna make it enough. So $2,000 is the budget for Christmas. I put $1,000 into my savings account, which my savings account, just being honest, it gets depleted every month because when I think I have a plan, yep, that's the way it goes. So that leaves me with $899.27 left in my pocket. I have a very big important birthday coming up this month, so I have to budget that $800 in there to see what I can get and do for this person for their birthday without it leaving me completely broke. And to be even more transparent, I'm also $15,000 in debt, and I don't know where to begin to pay it off. Again, I want you to keep in mind that as a content creator, my money fluctuates. My income is never the same. So this is just the money for the month of November. And I'm going to be completely honest. There's some times when some months are very lucrative. Like, there's been months I brung in $20K. There's been months when I brung in $900. You cannot bank on what your money will be, because guess what? There's no employer that's telling you if you work X amount of hours, you're going to get this paycheck every Friday and it's going to be X amount of dollars. No, it depends on people, algorithm, your content, the quality, you as a person, how much you're able and capable of doing. So it's really like a maybe you gonna make it, maybe you ain't. And that's just how it is with content creation. And also, bulk of my money come from brand deals. Some month, it's like brand deals is amazing. As of lately, everybody want in-kind. I don't know. Content creators must be accepting it because these companies is bold enough to keep offering it. So you really can't bank on what your money will be. The only thing I can tell you that's going to be consistent is your bills. Your rent is never going to be less than it was last month. I promise you it won't be.
Friday's right around the corner. Welcome, you guys. And so is Easter. I got my little Easter bunny ears on. But you already know how we do here. Let's go ahead and get right into the video and stay till the end for some really great tips on how you can make your content go viral and skyrocket.
Please stop using one bank account for all your money. You're going to need at least 3 accounts. The first one is your spending account. This is the account that you leave all your money in to be like free spent. It's a checking account. The second one is a bills account. This is also a checking account. This is where you send all of your money for bills every month and the bills get paid from this account. The third one is a high yield savings account, and this is obviously a savings account. This creates separation in your money, and actually it makes it much easier to manage. So you do your budget, and then when you're paid, you move the money around where it needs to go. You send your bills to the bill account, you send your savings to your high yield savings account, you leave any spending money for yourself to be free spent in your spending account. This also makes it really easy if you are using a credit card to pay all of your bills from to get rewards points, because you pay all your bills from the credit card and then you're able to pay off your card in full from your bill account because you already sent the money there all month, so it's already there. You just use it to pay off your credit card and then you get the cash back or the points or the rewards, whatever you're going for. Setting systems like this in place for yourself help you actually succeed. So please do something for yourself to help move yourself forward. This is really important. Let me know if this helped or if you're going to try it for yourself or if you have any questions, and follow me if you want to finally take control of your life.
Okay guys, you know what we're not going to do this year? We're not going to show up at tax time to our accountant with a shoebox full of receipts. Nah. We are going to track our income, track our expenses, organize our receipts on our own, and I'm going to show you how to do it. This is a Google Sheets template. All you're going to do is put in how much money you're making and who gave you the money. And then every time you spend money, what you're going to do is you're going to write down what it is you bought, how much it costs, what category of expenses that falls into, and then you're going to put the receipt right here. So you're literally going to put receipt, you're going to hyperlink it to a Google Drive, just like this one, where you have folders set up for every single month of the year. So it's August. Let's just say I pay my cell phone bill. I'm claiming a percentage of my cell phone bill inside the spreadsheet. I'm going to hyperlink the cell phone bill right into the folder for August so that when I need proof that I made the purchase, it's right here. Now, all of the purchases and income that you make throughout the entire year are all going to filter into this master dashboard. So what you're going to see here is month over month, how much money you're spending, how much money you're making, what categories you're spending the most money in, what the profit of your business is, and you can even use this little calculator here to estimate how much money you're going to owe in income tax. I did the taxes in my business exactly like this for the first 4 years before it just got way too crazy and I had to get an accounting software. But if you're just beginning and you don't want to pay a bookkeeper to take care of it for you and you just want a simple way to say, I made this much money, I spent this much money, this is going to be the best $5 you've ever spent. And if you're in the US, I don't know if you've looked at the exchange rate recently, but $5 Canadian is basically free. You buy it once, you use it year after year. If you have questions, let me know.
If you're a small business owner about to start bookkeeping for your very first time, here are 3 areas I want you to look up before even getting started. The first thing you need to search are what are debits and credits. Understanding the accounting principles of debits and credits will help you in the long run with your bookkeeping journey. The second thing I want you to look up is what is a chart of accounts. Understanding your chart of accounts will help you have an understanding of the backbones of your financial statements. Now, the third thing I want you to look up is how do I read financial statements? It's so important for small business owners to understand where their financial status is at all times. So you want to know how to be able to read your balance sheet and know the difference between assets and liabilities, and also read your profit and loss and know the difference between your different types of expenses and the difference between revenue and net income, because they are different. So the 3 things I want you to do are look up debits and credits, understand your chart of accounts, and learn how to read your financial statements. If you have any questions, feel free to message.
This video is for the content creators who struggle with their bookkeeping. I've been a solopreneur / content creator for a very long time, and I haven't found a solution until now. For the last 5 years, I've been using QuickBooks, and when I tell you, if you're not an accountant, you will struggle with QuickBooks. It's just not content creator friendly. But luckily, I found an app called Pocket Bookkeeper. Pocket Bookkeeper is super simple to use, and they make it really convenient because they give you a 7-day free trial to see if you like the app or not. And just so y'all know, there's no affiliate link or commission that I get for telling you guys about this app. I'm just letting you guys know because it's been so helpful for my books as a content creator. Making money as a creator is one thing, but then having to prove the money that you make and have it organized is just a whole nother beast. When I tell you can pay your taxes on Pocket Bookkeeper, you can draw up your P&L statement. Like, it is just super convenient for someone like myself to be able to use this app and have everything ready to go when I'm ready to make a big purchase or just to prove to someone that I have income coming in. Pocket Bookkeeper has just been a game changer for myself. I'm sure it'll do the same for you.
If I only had 1 hour a month to do my bookkeeping, here's exactly how I do it. First, I'd get an accounting software. Personally, I choose QuickBooks. This way I could automate as much as possible. Let the system do the work for me. I'd connect all my bank accounts and credit cards, add rules, so that when transactions come through, QuickBooks knows exactly where to categorize it. I'd take 10 minutes every Monday to go in and review my transactions and make sure everything is being categorized to the right place. That's 40 minutes a month. With the last 20 minutes, I'd have a meeting at the very end of the month where I'd make sure everything was accurate. All income and expenses were tracked. I'd take a few minutes to look at what my total income was, my total expenses, and what those categories were in, like where did I spend my money, and how much profit I made. Now, that right there is going to take you an hour, and that's the basics of bookkeeping. What I'd encourage you to do is add on another 30 minutes or an hour to filter all the decisions that you want to make in the following month through the lens of your financials. As your business grows, you're going to need more time, but that's a start.
This is exactly how much I made in the month of September as a content creator on TikTok and Instagram. I've always been transparent on how much money I've made from my 9-to-5 analytics job and my side hustles because I believe it's important to show what's possible. And I know money is a taboo topic for most, and lots of content creators don't disclose these numbers because it's uncomfy, but my hope here is to inspire you to hit post if this is something you've been thinking about. So here's how much money I've made. Please keep in mind this is before taxes, so I'll have to set money aside for that. First is sponsorships. I got paid a total of $7,250, and that came from 3 partners I worked for in the prior month. A lot of these contracts have net 30 and net 60 payment dates, so I get paid way later. Second is UGC content. This is content I make for brands to use on their social media pages. I made a total of $6,800 from that. Third is the creator platforms itself. That brought in $337. And lastly, a news article wanted the rights to use my video to supplement an article they were writing about me, and they paid me $300 for that, bringing the total to $14,687. If you enjoyed this transparency and you want to learn how to make money online, follow for more.
Here's how much I made in September as a full-time content creator and small streamer. First off, I have my Etsy where I was selling lashes for a little bit, but then I got kind of burnt out of it. So I made $14 last month. And then I have Instagram subscriptions for behind the scenes content, selfie stuff. I made $28 from that. Then we have the TikTok creativity program, which pays you for videos over a minute long. I made $106 from that because I have some viral videos still circling. From Add a Poll, where you can get paid for just filling out surveys, you know, for a couple hours here and there, I made $118, mainly from referrals and stuff, but you can get on there and make $20-30 a week. From Twitch, like subs, bits, donations, whatever, I made $160 from that. Thank you guys so much for supporting my Twitch. I'm trying to grow it currently. For brand deals last month, I made $400, which is really cool. From my Patreon, I made $432, so I post my selfies there, behind the scenes, cosplays in progress, things like that. I think it's really fun. For the TikTok UGC ad program, where I make ads for other companies or apps, I made $1,405. So I'm proud of myself. I had a really good month. You know, it fluctuates, but my best month ever, I made $6,000, and I'm trying to get my friends into the program now to try to help them out. For donations from Cash App or PayPal and people donating to me because they support my work, I made about $13,604, which is what the heck? I've never seen that amount of money in one place ever. And this is my highest month because in total I made $16,267, which, what? Can you believe I get to make videos and play video games for a living for right now? Like, that's crazy. I'm super grateful. Again, this is just for transparency, not to brag. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. Put them down below. Thanks.
Ranking every single social media based off of which one can make you the most money. TikTok comes in dead last. There are content creators on TikTok with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million followers who cannot make a full-time salary off of TikTok. Number 3, Instagram. Instagram is similar to TikTok because you're not going to make a ton of money off of your short form content. However, they also have posts and IG stories and many more mediums through which you can monetize. On top of that, people do really respect and value a strong following on Instagram more than they do on TikTok. Number 2, Twitch, because Twitch has built-in ads on top of sponsored ads, subscriptions, donations, merch. However, it is much, much more volatile and audience dependent than our number 1 choice, which is YouTube. Their ads pay the best out of basically every platform. Plus, every piece of content you make is in a way a long-term investment, and it can still make you money even years and years and years down the line. That's very common for YouTubers to still make like even a couple $100 off of popular videos that they had 5 or 10 years ago, just because people are still watching them.
On average, what do content creators make? At least the ones that are in your agency, which make up like a good portion of the kinds of content creators that are getting deals, right?
Yeah.
Fashion, beauty,
Correct.
lifestyle.
Yeah,
right?
we represent over 200 creators. It varies. And that's what's so crazy about this industry. Like, one person can have 1 million followers and make like $20,000 a year. One person can make $5 million a year. And it is so all over the board. It is like the wild, wild west when it comes to this. I think the reason behind that is everyone charges like all over the place.
Yeah.
Typically when you're represented, like I feel like you would charge the most because the agency knows what other creators are making.
Right. And they're usually negotiating. What I tell content creators when they're thinking about signing with us is I'll say to them, well, what do you make? I'll ask them, what do you make right now? What are you charging on average?
Yeah.
And I'll say to them, if I know that we can get them more money, I'll say to them, then you're at a point where you need a manager because we can get you more money where our fee that we take out won't even feel like anything to you.
Exactly. I know typically we will always raise what the content creator was charging on their own. Like always. But what like an average creator makes, that's such a hard question. But like if you have 1 million followers on Instagram and like you have good management, you have a vision, you are like doing all the things right as a content creator, which is consistency, having a POV, like all of those things. Like you should be making around $500,000 a year.
So like for an Instagram video reel, what would you, if you've got that kind of following?
Like $25,000 to $35,000 probably.
And that usually includes like a story share, maybe.
That might be added on for another 15 to 20K.
Yeah.
You know, like it just depends. On your analytics, like how many story views, your link clicks, like all the things. And that's what's so hard too. It's like someone with 1 million could have, 100,000 story views. Some could have 10,000 story views. It's all over the place. So it's really hard to say. But I use this like math equation that for every 10,000 followers, you should be charging around $1,000 for a piece of content.
Okay.
But then you have to be adding exclusivity, usage, like your category. I say like if you're like an expert, for example, which you started a business with a bunch of experts, dermatologists, or say you're like a finance expert, you know, like that carries weight and dollar value because you can speak to different topics that you're an expert in. So it really just like depends your industry, what you talk about, your quality of content, like so many factors, engagement rate.
Yep.
What other brands are you working with? Like, what does the marketplace think of you? So many things go into it.
An influencer just got on this app or on this podcast and said that they made $768,000 last year. As someone that used to make $40,000, he was talking about, so transparent, by the way. I love the transparency. Like, more people should talk about it. If you don't get your damn phone out and start recording, I swear, he alone motivated me to be like, you know what? I'm going to keep on yapping on this app because $768,000, oh my God. You know, I mean, double my income would change my life alone. And I would bust a Hello Teffy and be like, I would retire my mother, okay? I would pay for no struggle. My mom would not see struggle in her life. Anything she wants, I would give to her like a genie in a bottle. Like, I am not saying that I'm going to get there to that extreme level. I mean, I don't know why I'm like doubting myself, but I'm just saying that money would change my life. And it would start by me not caring that someone just passed right now. See, someone just passed. And me continuing to record myself because they don't care. They record in front of everybody. So
how long it took me to start making money off posting on TikTok and how it eventually became my full-time job to post online. I started posting on TikTok in January 2021. These videos are still up to this day. They have 1,000 views now because they've been up for 3.5 years, but when I would post these, I was stuck in 200 view jail too. I think where I messed up in the beginning is I only really used trending sounds. I rarely talked to the camera. Once I started making videos where I talked to the camera, my shit started to take off. The one thing that worked in my favor was I was consistent. I did not quit. I continuously posted every single day. The more you post, the more you have a chance of reaching a bigger audience. Flash forward to June of 2021, I was still posting consistently. I'd been doing it for 6 months. A lot of my videos were starting to reach 100,000 views, 200,000 views, 300,000 views. I got my first brand deal at the end of July 2021. It was for this drink brand called Recess. It was magnesium infused water. And the video I made was a skit of me being stressed out at work and then I drank a Recess and everything felt better. That was my first fucking brand deal. July 2021, I had like 25,000 followers and I made $100. During this time, I was also working a 9-to-5 job, so it was a stressful time trying to make content on top of already commuting to work, working all day, and then coming home and making videos. But I loved it. This was what I wanted to do, so I was like, cool, if I can make a little money off of this, it's like a fun side hustle. But I kept going. My followers kept coming in. I went from 10,000 followers July 4th weekend to 80,000 followers by the time summer ended. I was getting brand deals from like Liquid IV. They were paying me a few $100s. And then November 2021 came around. So now we're 10 months past the first month that I ever started posting, which was in January. And I got a brand deal from Amazon that paid me over $1,000. I was freaking out. And that was such an amazing opportunity because that was one of my very first brand deals was with Amazon. Like, what an amazing brand to have on your resume. And then sure enough, the followers continued to grow. More brands reached out to me. By April of 2022, so a year and 3 months after my very first time posting a video on TikTok, the checks I was getting through brand deals were more money than the weekly paycheck I was getting from my 9-to-5 job. I also was hating my 9-to-5 job at that time, and it was April 2022. I just got my yearly bonus, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna try to do TikTok full-time for the summer. If it doesn't work out, I'll go back to working a corporate job come September in the fall. It didn't work out like that. I've never gone back. I've been doing this full-time ever since. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. I think it was significantly easier back then than it was now because it wasn't as saturated as it was today. Like, honestly, to that point, if I had started in 2020 instead of 2021, I think I would have taken off much sooner. Also, privilege check. The algorithm has been said to favor white creators. A lot of brands have unfortunately been proven to pay white creators more than creators of color. All that to say, you guys, if this is something you want to do, if you dream about making money by posting on social media, just rip the band-aid off. Just start posting. You would have told me 3.5 years ago when I was posting on here and getting 200 views and working a 9-to-5 job that this would be my reality, I would have laughed in your face, but it is, and it could be yours too. So I hope that this story inspired somebody, because success is real. If you have the drive and you have the passion for it, just go for it and do it.
This is how much money I made in the year of 2024 as a small content creator. I made a spreadsheet, so I'm bringing you all the numbers, all the receipts. Let's get into it. 3 things to know: I didn't start getting paid for my TikTok videos until January, so my RPM was lower. Second thing to know, my RPM did change from the beginning of the year towards the end of the year. It was a lot lower when I first started. Now it's a lot higher. It all depends on your engagement. And number 3, I didn't start getting paid for my YouTube videos until towards the end of the year. Okay, in January from the TikTok fund, I made $50.77. February from the TikTok fund, I made $580.53 solely because I had one video go viral, and I think it was my Bay Basket video. April, I made $60.65. May, TikTok fund, I made $53.17. In June, I made $5.82. You can't predict what you're gonna make, honestly. I did some UGC work for a brand, which is basically just making content for the brand. You don't physically post it, but you make them content and then they post it. And I made 3 videos for them for $400, and then they liked working with me, so then we signed for 2 more months. So that's $400 for May and then $400 for June, totaling those 3 months for UGC content to $1,200. I got a partnership with a skincare brand that I really liked, and that was $300. In July, I had a series that went viral, and I made $1,391.15 from the TikTok Creator Fund. In August, I made $569.79. In September, I made $383.87. October, I made $186.85. In November, I made $288. Then I started getting paid for my YouTube videos. I could be wrong. This one's a little up on the table. From YouTube in November, I made $90. It might have been 90, it might have been like 170, somewhere in that price range. December, I had a campaign that I did, which was $750 for one video. From the December TikTok Creator Fund, I made $667. Also in December, from YouTube, I had a bunch of videos go viral for the Christmas season. YouTube, it depends on watch time, which I also think TikTok relies on as well. So in December, from YouTube, I made $701.50. And then I did contracts for 2 videos. So one video is $500, and then another video is $300. Bringing my grand total for social media income to this for my entire year. It's definitely a long-term game rather than quick money. You actually have to put the effort in to make said money. We're going to compare this year to next year, so I'll see y'all in January of 2026, and we're going to see how these 2 years difference. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely answer them. Bye!
Hello, my name is Rihanna Guidry, and I want to show you how to manage multiple businesses under one LLC. Here's how it works. Let's say you're a sole proprietor, which means you run your business alone, and you want to start an Airbnb business. You're going to register that business as an LLC with your state's Secretary of State. Let's say after a year in business, you want to extend your offerings to provide interior design and property management under the same business entity. The best way to do this is to register each DBA, or doing business as, under the parent LLC with your local clerk of court. Now, what's the benefit of this? Well, 1, you can add multiple product lines and service offerings under the same business entity. 2, you can file the income from all of your businesses under your personal tax. And 3, you can maintain the same liability protection for all of the DBAs as long as each DBA is registered under the LLC. To ensure the liability protection is extended to each DBA, please make sure to include the LLC and DBA name when creating any new obligations for the business. It should be written like this. I hope this information helps. Follow me for more business tips.
All right, so there is money in content creating on any platform, whether that's spicy content, TikTok, personally, Instagram. I was able to grow mine in 2 months from 600 to 15,000 followers. I only had the account for a year, and once I really started being consistent, posting every day, and a video took off, and I got 1 million views on 2 videos. That's what really, all it takes is that one time I was able to make $10,000 in less than 4 months on OF. I don't like to talk about money like on here, but I feel like it's necessary just because I can help you guys. I did niche down. Okay, I do tax, but I also have a sub niche, which is taxes for content creators, which I believe is the reason why a lot of people followed me, because I offered a service. I offered some kind of help. You know what I mean? I didn't just make it all about me. You know, I actually included others in my videos. Another really good tool that you guys can use is OpenAI. That is a chat GPT that can help you come up with ideas for content. It has been a lifesaver, okay? And yeah, so 500 subscribers in less than 2 weeks on my OF. 500. Okay, just off of one post that took off, and I was planning it out week in advance. So I'd wake up, I'd try to make 2 posts every day for two posts for 7 days in a row, and they had to be of quality. I didn't want to just post to post. I had to make sure that it was quality work. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'll be back next week to bring you guys more great tips and show you actually proof of everything that I've talked about in this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye.